Hi everybody, it's Cheeky Jack Gaming, keeping it simple. I'm going to do a different video today. It's not going to be a grouping or not going to show you Wild's End or whatever. This is purely going to be a UI video because I've been in quite a few groups of late. I'm playing with a few folks and I keep hearing in conversation, what is this for? What's that for? Don't understand this. Can't get my head around it. Blah blah blah. So I thought, right, let's do a UI video. Let's get it cleared out and in the open. So this is going to be probably about 30 minutes long. Really appreciate the feedback on this, guys, to see what you guys think. And if I've missed anything out, give me a knock. Let me know. Thanks for all the comments on my last video. Not spelling plateau correctly. Let's just get this out in the open quickly. I'm dyslexic. So spell check is my best friend, and my second best friend helps me kill mobs in this game. So just so that you know. But I still appreciate all the kind words that people are saying and all that. Thank you very much. And can't believe how close I am to 900 subs. You guys are amazing. Thank you very much for the community that the community in this game is just so fantastic. Anyway, enough of the creeping and crawling. Let's get on with this. So what's the UI in this game? The UI in this game is basically what we see in front of us. And we need the UI to be able to play the game. So the most important thing is this up here, the top left-hand corner. We've got this button. And you'll see that when you mouse over, the only thing it doesn't highlight is that this is an important button. You only find out by accident when what's that round thing up there? Is it what's it for? You click on it, obviously it opens up the other buttons here. So the first one is settings. I'm just going to go in this quickly and briefly explain. Only climb when this key is held. So if you tick that box and now you climb, you'll only climb when you hold that key. So you won't automatically, because sometimes people keep running up dungeon walls and all that when I'm in groups. I see it. I say tick the box, guys. I do it. So I get it. My mates tell me all the time, tick the damn box. So I'm just as bad as everyone else, but at least you all know what that is now. I'm not going to go through all this, guys. You can see what that's all about yourself, right? You know about the audio. You can turn it up and down, obviously. Makes a massive difference. Graphic settings, again. Input's quite important. You can reset your keys at any time. These explain to you what I'm going to tell you now. So you can see left, right, forward, right, back. Turn left, turn right, Q and E. Space, jump, auto run, unlock. That also allows you to stop casting, but you can use the X key for that as well. This is your action buttons, which are down here, 1 to 9. You can see it only as 8. Don't know why. I think the 9 must be further past. No, it's not. But yeah, so you literally have to cut. Oh, it's that little sign, that squiggly sign, which is just above your shift key near your return key on the right hand side. In the UK keyboard, I don't know what it is in America, but so that's your auto attack, obviously. And then your shift keys. See, let me just thank this person. Right, so they're now famous or on YouTube. Shammy Bus, that's very kind, isn't it? They're not even looking, not even noticed, look. Yeah, they've absolutely not even noticed. They've cast, they do it naturally all the time. You can tell that's a person that just goes around buffing folk. Really nice. Thanks, Nicker. So, might have just realised what I said now. Anyway, let's get back to what we're talking about. So you can see here, it says here action bars. Okay, this is really important. I'm going to go through action bars in a minute. So naught, it's 1. So it's really confusing. Action naught 1, it's actually this bar here, and they're all numbered 1 to 8. As you can see, it goes 1 to 8. Your utility bars are 1 to 6. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are your utilities. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it says 1 to 6 on here, so it's a bit confusing in here, okay? But it tells you what key. If you hold the shift key and press 6, then you will cast that spell. Or you hold the shift key and press 5, I will then press that. Let me do it. There you go. So in the top right hand corner, you see that, and then +4, again, so you can see that it's just cast out. General, KP3, KP4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Consider, that's when you're checking a mob out. X is to sit or to stop casting. Auto attack is the back quote. That's what that is there. I never knew what it was called, but now I know. I is your inventory sheet. That's going to show you that on here as I go along here. So all the rest of these along here, it's B for Codex, J for your journal. Macro is a separate one. There isn't a button for macro part what's in the UI because it doesn't say any macro on there. Look. So and then you've got L for toggling social window on and off. So all the rest of these in here. So when you're targeting someone, F1, F2, F3, if you're in a group, obviously that makes a difference. Smart target tab. So that's for tabbing a mob. The free camera view is level 12, is at F12. I've never actually used that myself. Toggle your bags is O. F11 is show debug. So there you go. That shows, let me just close this up here. So you can see F11. There you go. And Z, sheath weapon. There we go, gone. There we go, back. Simple as that. Toggle chat return, sprint left shift, and these I've got none of them, so you can obviously create them. Stance T, okay, and social windows L. And climb is left shift. Other resets your UI. Mouse sensitivity, obviously, depending on how sensitive you want it. That's basically what the settings are. Then you've got your character sheet. This is quite a substantial one. I'm going to go through this quickly. So when you first open it up, you'll see it comes to this. It opens up as that. This is your doll. Tells you what armor you're wearing. Blah blah blah. Pretty straightforward. What weapons your primary weapon goes in. So depending on what weapon you're using. So you've got a shield slot. Some people can see it's got a shield stroke weapon. So I can't use two weapons. But I can use a shield. So if I put my axe in my hand and then put my shield, then you can see I can do that. But I can't have two separate weapons in. So is or basically. Attributes are you can run your mouse over them. It tells you what they do. Increases the damage, increases your hit points, reduces drain on endurance and sprinting and climbing. Quite important. I'll let you go through them yourself. They're pretty straightforward. So this tells you what your weapon damage is. So if I change back to my two-handed, obviously it'll take my shield out and put my shield back in there. But now you'll see that the weapon damage is 15, which is what it says on there. And I also get the benefit of the stamina now. But when I take that off, obviously I lose that stamina, which reduces my hit points. So, but then I gain one on my dexterity, which allows me to crit better. So each thing has its own benefits, obviously. When we're looking at defense, obviously, again, let me just change weapons over again, so you can see my defenses now. I've got a dodge because I've got that on, but as soon as I take that off, I lose that defensive benefit. And depending what your armor is, obviously, I've got quite a lot of armor on, so it all adds up to the amount of armor class that you've got, which obviously makes it easier for you to defend yourself. I haven't got any health regen, but if you're a warrior, you will have a health regen. I'm not sure. I've not looked at that. It's interesting. I'll have to look at that later. So that's the second box along. The third box is your range. So if you're a ranger or you're a warrior who can use a bow, that'll give you what your weapon damage is on your bow. It'll say what your attack power is and your accuracy, etc., based on your skills down here. So if you've got archery and it's like 33 or 33, you're going to be more accurate than 3.11. So, and the last one here is spells. Obviously, I don't cast any spells, but the haste. So if someone casts haste on me like they have done, that should show haste on there, but it doesn't. I'm surprised with that. Critical hit chance and mana regen. I haven't got any because I haven't got any of that. Acclamation. I'm not going to go over the acclamation and big thing, but if you go into it, there's only cold areas at the moment and normal areas. So if you go into a cold area and your screen will go all frosty around the outside and you'll start taking dot damage very slowly, but your acclamation, natural resistance will go up. So it can go up to a maximum of 10. So the longer you're in that area, it'll start to climb 1 button, 2, 3 points, 4, 5, up to 10. When you step out of that area, it'll drop back down slowly to 0 again. If you've got any clothes, with do you know what I have? Have I got it on this guy? I haven't. It's on my warrior. What a shame. I think I've got +5 on my warrior for cold on my legs. So that'll give me a bonus towards the cold and the acclimation. So and when all these are introduced later on down the line, obviously, you'll be able to have the equivalent clothing. So if you're going to go in a desert where it's hot, you'll have to select that type of clothing. You can also get foods which will give you a benefit as well, etc., etc. And head glyph, which will protect your head. So, but this isn't fully implemented at the moment, so just touching on that really lightly. Obviously, all these slots are your weapons, your armor slots, rings. What am I doing with that in my bag? That's a pile of rubbish. I don't know what that's going to set on me for. That one's selling. Cloaks, you can't really do anything with the cloak. You can't see it on. It's not implemented. A lot of the armor isn't really. It's just generic armor at the moment. But there's 2 tabs on here as well. So this is all your adventuring skills on this one, and this is all your trade skills and crafting professions on here. So gathering, profession skills for crafting. These are so a crafting tool. We haven't got one of them yet, but these are tools that you'll gain so that you can gather. So obviously your gathering skills will increase as you use the gathering tools. We've also got your schematic bag, because this is your crafting as well. So you can have crafted items on here, but there aren't any in the game at the moment, which will enhance your crafting. But we're not getting fails on crafting at the moment anyway, so it's irrelevant. But you can stack your schematics in your bag. You can put them in and take them out at the moment. I'm not sure if that's going to be a thing in the future. You can pass these across to people. It says they're life bound, but they're not. So you can see these are the ones that I bought from the shop, or which have been given to me by quests. And you'll notice that you need a pair of each to do things, apart from an odd one like the rivets and the nails. But you'll notice that each of these are just basic ones, and they're all twinned up, apart from like I say, odd ones that are not twinned up. But mostly they are twinned up for obvious reasons, because they're weapons or whatever, or armor. So you'll need, for example, you need the 2 daggers. So you need the crude skinning knife. That's a dagger and a skinning knife, sorry. But the hilt blade and the novice and improved hilt blade, so that's for the next tier up. So you've got a crude great hammer and a crude maul. So, but they're all rank 1, but it tells you what rank. See, that's rank 18. All this is rank 18. That's rank 12. I believe there is which one is it? Oh, they've changed them all. They've brought them all down. Oh, right, okay. So they have rechanged. Some of these were like a higher rank, but they're not. They're all rank 12 now. Oh, so they must have changed that on the last patch. These are all rank 1. Everything in here is rank 1. Starter stuff, basically. So, yeah, I didn't even realise that was a thing. So, but you can only get so many schematics in this bag. So once this is full, that's the end of it. So you're going to have to start taking the lower, but like you'll end up with tier 2 stuff in here, which is going to do. So can you imagine, this is all tier 1 stuff. So then I put all the tier 2 stuff in. I'm going to have to get rid of the tier 1 stuff and leave it in a box somewhere. For example, if we open the bank up, another one here, you can press O to open all your bags and bank up together. And then obviously your inventory, so you can move all this stuff about as well. You can right click on it and you can change it to make it big so you can see it if you're blind like me, or if you want to have it smaller, then you can lock it as well. This is the same with your bags. So you can do all this with all your UI. You can open it and close it and make it bigger and smaller so it fits onto your screen. Everything is customizable apart from these small boxes here that are set the same. You can create an extra tab on here by adding a tab, right click it to close it, delete the tab. Same on here. I think you can on here. Settings. Oh no, you can't. You can only create the one. That's interesting. But yeah, so O opens and closes everything. Obviously, depending on what size you've got, will allow you to have certain stuff in your bank. That's the basic stuff, guys. So your bags on here. If you want to put if you've got a lot of bags in you, they will automatically drop into there. They will default onto this bag line. If you try to put anything else in that bag line, you can't. It's just for bags. Just be aware of that, folks. And when your bags open up, they all open in the middle of the screen, so you'll have to pick them up and move into the set area that you want them to be. So, but you can move these about or lock them again, whichever you want to do. I tend to have these smaller because obviously I want to watch my combat log down here, because I use this combat log quite a lot. This combat log is, unless you open it up like this, if you try to do stuff, you can't get underneath it. So you have to use the little arrow button at the bottom right hand corner, hold it with your left mouse button and pull it across. And you can have this as large or as, you know, like as locked like that, or quite, I have it like that basically. But before I do that, I open it up and then I click on self and outgoing when I do my videos, so people can see all the damage that I'm causing. Obviously, if you want group, healing, whatever. So you can select whatever you want, and that all, so you see the whole lot. But basically, if you're trying to look at yourself and that, I think it's a really handy box, especially for me when I'm doing videos and trying to show what this weapon does X, Y, Z damage, because it's 15 compared to this weapon that does that. So guys, that's your basic UI there. In the top right hand corner, you've got, this tells you all the buffs you've got. It tells you what the buff ID number is. That's irrelevant to us. That's for the developers to worry about. But it tells you its wind stride, your speed is increased by 10, and your endurance drain reduced by 20%. So that means when you're climbing a wall and your endurance here, you'll get an endurance bar on you, and it'll deteriorate as you climb up that wall. It'll get less and less because you're using it, and that slows that down. That gives you an extra 2 points of strength. So you can see my strength is now 4, and if I click that off, then it would drop down to 12 again. Same with increased dexterity and fire resistance. So there's a fire resistance. So my fire resistance will show it's 5%. There you go, guys. So if I was in a hot place, I would get the benefit of the 10 on there plus the 5 because I've got that buff. Increases your attack speed. So I was kind of shocked when I didn't see that on here, because when I was showing my attack speed before, it didn't show the haste, which I'm surprised, because this is a haste spell. Again, outgoing healing by 20% for the whole of the group. They all benefit from that. That's one of these utilities on your utility bar, which I'll go into in a minute. Same as that. So that's your basic UI. This is your, obviously, that's set at the top. You can't move that. There's also a cast bar here that you can't move, but you can pretty much move all the rest around. So this tells you what your name is, that you're a paladin. It tells you about the reckoning down the side. It tells you about your readiness, which is what you'll need to cast some of these, or to use some of these spells or scrolls. And then we've got the wrath as well, which is to do with the creating hate, or creating threat is the word, not hate. And you'll see that if you want to get out of a group, if you right click on this, you'll have an option to get out of a group. So you press F1 to highlight yourself, and then you can right click to get out of a group. This tells you all these things that you've got on there, so you don't have to look up at the top when you're in a battle. And you can hold this with your left mouse button and move it wherever you want, as with this one as well. So you can move this around the screen at your own convenience where you want it to be. And also, again, so you've got your main tells. You can just add or subtract boxes on here, and you can customize to your arse intent, really. I'm just going to delete that. I don't want to have another cell on there. But that's just all the UI basics. So now we're going to go on the macro. Let me just close all my bags. So macros. So basically you can open this up as wide as you want, and then when you create the macros, you can close it down. If you created a macro, oh, how the hell do I get rid of that macro? I don't know what to do. So you can just click on it, right click, and it's got a remove on there. Or if you want to move that up to the front, you can make it so it goes right to the top by left clicking the arrow up. That puts it to the very top. Or if you want to remove it or down, you can put it back down wherever you want to go. So that basically is all your macros. And then you can see anonymous. You can write that as anon and it'll still work. And if you're not sure how to find out what you can and can't do, if you go down here and you type return and type /help. This will give you all the information that you need to know about. Same here, you can hold that and pull it down to the left. So now you can see it gives you all the commands in the game. And you can make a macro. If it's a command, you can make a macro for it. And you just have to follow what it says, like disband. So if you want to disband from a group, you can just type new macro, disband. So, and then / disband. So now, if I want to leave a group, I just press that and it disbands me from the group automatically. I don't have to click on my own. I don't have to F1 and right click to do it there. That's how easy it is, guys, to utilize these things. So whatever's there, you can make a macro. Emotes, talk, clap. You can make an emote to your heart's content. And you can make an invite. So what you do is you just click on that person, you click invite on the invite button rather than typing invite. Simple as that. So it really is. It's just so much easier having macros because you don't have to put. There you go. So now I've just created. I removed this before, but so now if I want someone to be in my group, I just highlight them. So I've just click on them and then I send them an invite and it will send them an invite and they can accept or decline. Leader. So pass leader to someone else. So again, you can do that and then click on that person. You can make them leader while they're AFK having making a coffee or whatever they're doing. And then when they come back, they won't know they're the leader, but whatever. Loot mode. So this tells you change the loot mode for your group, lock or position. So what that line down there means is you can use either or of them. So loot method, loot mode, message of the day. Show the current message of the day. So again, if we do a message of the day, so message without a P, and then /. So I reckon I can do. Let's put guild, and then let's put. I don't know. Let's see. Because all the guys in the guild are going to see this, so I need to be a bit careful what I do here. So there we go. So I'll do that. And now when we click on the main window, so we can see I've had a conversation there, it'll come up in green. So I'll push message of the day. There we go. When we say, not playing tonight, guys, I'm not feeling too good. So, but you can have that message as anything. So when I come on, I can press the message of the day. We're going to have a we're going to get all the guys look, aren't they nice? So we're going to get a group together tonight, Dave. So or a message of the day I could put in there, my Discord details or whatever. Say join the Discord, guys, if you want to be in a group today or whatever. So you can pretty much do whatever you want, and like pet follow, so you can make the pet follow you. If you can create an assist, so you can make your pet follow an attack or do whatever. You can change all this. Same with that, you can make quit. So I want to leave the game, just press a quit. And if at any time you want to get rid of any of these, all you need to do is right click it and then remove it, and it takes it away. It's as simple as that, guys. So that's how easy it is. And all these windows, you can hold them and move them about like that, so to make them small so they don't get in your eye line. This one here as well, so you can make this as thin and long if you want, so you can have it as another bar there if you want, or down the side, or wherever you find it convenient to use. So that's your macros. Social. So let's have a look in the guild. So I've got four guys on in our guild at the moment. I'm in Wild's End. If I now want to be anonymous, so if I press anonymous and refresh it, my guild can see that I'm on, but nobody is going to know what class I am, what race I am, or where I am in what area, unless they're physically stood next to me. They can see that I'm Verminator from the Cast and Slay Company, and I'm a human paladin, because they can click on me and they can see this here that says I'm a paladin. But that's all that's the information they've got. So it's pretty straightforward. So if I now want to become see, it says here, if I just pull that across here, it says anonymous Verminator leader. So if I press that again, you are no longer anonymous. So if I refresh that, now you can see that. So that's how that works, guys. The filters are pretty good and the refresh works. We can see how many people cancel. Let's just refresh that. So who will see how many people are in the zone. There we go. So this is everywhere. So this is who all. So you can just do the zone that you're in or whatever. So you can pretty much, this is everyone that's in these areas. You can see where they are. So you could have who all, Thrown Fast, who all, Wild's End, who all, Hannah Cave. Wow, level 29 Mystic. They've been bang at it, haven't they? That's some serious level in there, guys. That's probably the highest person I've seen up to. I've not seen a level 30, so they're really doing well. Anyway, digressing. Friends, so you can see your friends whether they're online or offline. Looking for a group. So if you click this little button in the top corner here, it will then show down in the bottom left you are now looking for a group. There you go. So it's literally putting an LFG above your name, although it isn't. So if you take it off, and it'll take it away, and it will show you there that it's gone. That is as simple as it is, guys. Now, if I want to make friends with this person here, I just add a friend. Press that button after clicking on their name. We can do that on the Who as well. So if I wanted to say be friends with that person, if I press add a friend, they will say yes and accept it, or no, whatever, decline. So that's how that works, guys. Pretty straightforward. Guild shows you who's in your guild. Looking for more, you can type in there looking for whatever, and then refresh it, and then you'll see a list of people that are looking for that. That's how easy the UI is, guys. Now this is where I wanted to spend some of my time. So let me just put this box away, because I want it out of the way, basically, so we're not getting in the way. The Codex. So your Codex is the B button. So if you press the B button, this is the meat and potatoes of our characters, really. And there are three lots of different bars. You've got your techniques, you've got your utilities, and you've got your action. What does that even mean? Right. So the techniques are opening and closing moves, but also their combat moves. For caster classes, they're opening closing moves, but you will have also some additional combat. Like I can click, this is I get like some massive attacks when I use this up here, this technique. So your auto attack, you should always use this unless you're stood near a mob that is mezzed. So if you've clicked on that, and if you clicked on that mezzed mob there, and then you auto attack, you will unmezz it because you will hit it. So that's the only time you don't want to be using your auto attack. If you're a caster and you stood back, you cast a spell, it'll automatically go on attack anyway. But your tab key will allow you to tab through different targets, and that basically is what your attack key. And your attack key is your main attack weapon. So your staff, your wand, your mace, your dagger, whatever it is, when you press that button in combat, that will utilize this weapon, and it will start smashing at whatever delay you are, 4.1 delay there, or 2.1 if you're a dagger, or whatever, 2.6. It will hit every 4.1 seconds, or it will attack every 4.1 seconds, but it's not guaranteed to hit, obviously. That's a combination of lots of things. Their armor class, your weapon skill, blah, blah, blah. So my two-handed heavy crushing is 33. Chance versus their armor, blah, blah. So that's how that works, guys. So what are utilities, what are techniques, and what are actions? So I'm going to go through a few with you here. So we can see you can move these about by basically, so I can swap that out by left clicking and pulling it across. I can right click it to remove it. So that now leaves that action bar. Sorry, it's not, that's the action bar. That leaves my techniques bar empty. So I can move these around by holding and left clicking and moving them in whatever order I want. And obviously that determines what keys you press, shift plus whatever, or shift, or whatever key it is for that. So if you want to add a key, if you want to add a technique to your bar, then what you need to do is just right click on that. So you want to make sure it says, first of all, technique. It's a bit confusing, this, because you'll see on some of these it says action, utility, but it doesn't say anything about technique. So if it's not got any, like this one here, this is even more confusing. This is one of your trait skills. It says trait, so you can't put that on any of your action bars at all. So that person is looking for a weapon. Let's see if I've got one I can let them have. It's got at least 5 damage on it. I digressed here, guys. Sorry. Just have a look, see if I've got something they can use. Yeah, no, I haven't. I had a spear the other day, and I've given it away, I think, already. Keep giving some away. Anyway, digressing. Sorry. So this trait thing here, this is one that you get. It adds +1 strength to you there, so you don't actually see that. We need some more tabs down here so that these are all segregated, because obviously it makes it confusing. So forget about the traits. If it says trait, you can't add it on a bar. If it says utility, it goes on one of these 6 bars here. If it says action, it goes on one of these 8 bars down here. If it's a technique, it goes on the top 4 bars there. Now you can see it's a technique because it says it in the box there, but it doesn't say it there. Again, that's a technique. That's a trait. That's a technique, and that's a technique. So different techniques on different. So that's a technique. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 techniques, and I've got 4 slots. So I can either have that one on, puts your target in exposed state for 30 seconds, duration impacted by diminishing returns. The exposed state can be manipulated by other techniques to cause additional effects. So this might synergize with someone else who's got something else which will extend that 30 seconds to 3 minutes. So before you start grouping, when you group with someone, find out what their techniques, open and closes are, or what their exposures are, and then you can work together, and you'll see it. So it'll come on your name bar. So it'll come on here, on that, not on your bar, but on the enemy's bar, and you'll see it will come on the top here, and it'll have like a target showing that your technique has come up. And then if someone manipulates it, it'll change that target into something different, and that's how that works, basically, guys. So any techniques can go on these 4 techniques bars. Some of these techniques are give me modifiers based on what my attributes are. Like, for example, I'm highlighting that one there. Let's highlight it up here. Then I can show you. So flanking tells you deals damage to the target, deals 10% bonus damage when you're flanking a target. 9 times out of 10, I've got the target facing me. So that's why I didn't have this on my bar. I had that on instead. Sorry, that's why I had the other one off. Yeah, it's not on my bar. So, but if I was off tanking and someone else, a dialogue, was the main tank, then what I would do is remove that, and then I would put that on my bar. Try again. I would put that on my bar, and then I would be standing at a flank. Can I give you some daggers? Sure. So obviously this here, I'm going to be using that because I'm not face on. But if I was face on, then I wouldn't have that skill on. I'd be using that instead. So it depends what, where, and why, obviously. So these are your techniques. These are utilities. What are utilities? Utilities are things that are helpful to either you or to your companions or your group. So, for example, melee attacks have a 25% chance to deal extra damage, divine damage, and generate increased threat. So if I press Alt and whatever the number is, so Alt and 4, so it now gives me 14 minutes of that particular spell. I thought someone was going to pass me something. I'm not sure if he's passing it to me or someone else. Can someone do a transfer for me? Oh. All right, someone's already done it. I was talking to him, and it was these two here sorting it out. But so you can see now I've got 14 minutes on that particular utility, and all these utilities are helpful to groups or helpful to you as an individual. So that's what utilities are. And yours will be different than mine if you're a different class, obviously, but they can synergize with everyone in the group if it says that they can. For example, increases the outgoing healing of your group members by 20%. So a Shami, a cleric, a druid, you know, any a ranger with healing, it will increase that by 20%. So that's what utilities are, guys. Action bars. What are actions? So actions are things that you're going to do during a fight. So you'll see that it says that's an action. So I can't do any of these actions. I can't cast any of these actions on anyone because I'm not fighting a mob. But you can see if I was fighting a mob, it'd tell you that outdoors movement speed is increased by 5%. That person's a ranger. That's a great. That's always there for them as well. But if that was the enemy, obviously you would see that that's what the enemy's got. But these are actions that you can use during combat. You can't use them out of combat, so I can't click on them. Click on them, nothing happens. Oh, God, I've just changed it. But yeah, you can put in whatever order is convenient for you, because these are your press one. So if you look, I'm highlighting them. I'm pressing key number 1, key number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. So your numbers keys on the top of your pad. So basically, I'm pretty much using 4 or 5 fingers. That's why I've got these in a set. Actually, that's the wrong way around. That must have been there. So I pretty much 4 fingers here. These I'm using these like 1 and 2. They're my first attack, followed by that. Or well, my first attack is this because it gives me 10% damage for 10 seconds. So I hit that first, and then I hit 1, 2, and then I hit that. That is just to pull a mob close to me. So actually, I'm just targeting that person. I pull that mob close to me. I then cast this spell, class 1 and 2. Then I cast that, and that causes extra damage. And then that'll have gone. So that's basically I've got like a rotation that I do. And then all these other ones, I use these as and when. So if I was fighting undead, then what I would do is I would move that to there. And then I would be doing that. So it just depends what I'm doing and who I'm fighting as to what order. So you can left click and move these about at your convenience so that you can have them to do whatever actions you want against whatever mobs you're fighting. So that's the concept of the UI, guys. It's as simple as that. It sounds very confusing. It sounds very scary when you first start. But as you've seen from what I've shown you here, this is dead simple. It's not difficult at all. And I'm kind of hoping that that's been useful to you guys. If I've missed anything out, please let me know below. And if you've got any other things that I haven't mentioned, pop them in below so other people can see that, please. And if you come up with a couple of different things that I haven't come up with, then I'll pin your post a bit further up so everyone can see that. So I just want to thank everyone again for being fantastic. Thanks for all the subscribers that I've got on my channel. I'm like 894 or 95 now. I'm close to the big 900. All the comments, all the thumbs up that you're giving me, and lots of people are sharing my videos. Thank you very much for that. And just a bit of another update for you. This is going to be my last video probably for a couple of 3 or 4 days. I've got a family member whose birthday it is, so I'm shooting off for a long weekend. So I'm not going to be playing for a couple of days. I've not been feeling so good either with my back. I'm kind of struggling at the moment. Hence why I've not done anything really today. But obviously this 3 or 4 days will give me a bit of a break, give me to recharge my batteries. And then I'll be back next week to do some more videos. So I hope this is useful to everybody. And thanks very much again for all your support, everyone. Cheeky Chat Gaming, keeping it simple. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend, folks.